Hello, we are from Group 11. Would like to present the business proposal of our project with the title A Sustainable Transportation System for a New Island. My name is Ku Rui Xiang. I will explain the introduction part, which includes the project background, problem statements, objectives, and the scopes. For project background, in 2018, a new island with a total area of 400 km square was discovered in Malaysia. This new island can be inhabited, opening up opportunities for the development. However, the sustainable potential of this island requires careful planning, particularly in the transportation sector. Therefore, this transportation development project is proposed. The main goal is to implement a sustainable and resilient transportation system that aims to seamlessly integrate with the island's natural landscape while fostering the economic growth. Here are the problem statements. First, inefficient transportation network. This island lacks a cohesive and well-connected transportation network between the residential area, commercial hubs, and the recreational spaces in the island. Next, environmental impact. Current transportation options on the island are not aligned with the sustainability goals and rely heavily on traditional modes of transport that will increase the carbon emission. The third problem is the lack of resilience of the island. The island's existing transportation infrastructure is too vulnerable to the environmental challenges, such as the tropical weather conditions and potential natural disasters. This may lead to the potential safety hazards. In addition, the economic growth is hindered. The current transportation does not efficiently connect to the island's economic hubs, this restricting the flow of goods and services. The development of tourism sector is also not supported. The last problem is insufficient technological innovations. The current transportation infrastructure lacks the integration of the smart technologies, contributes to the traffic congestion, safety concerns, and overall lack of the system optimization. Therefore, our team identified this problem and came up with a project proposal with sustainable and resilient transportation system. Then, the objectives of our project are to introduce and implement the use of sustainable modes of transport such as the electric vehicles, bicycles, maglev trains, to provide diverse and flexible commuting choices by promoting a mix of transportation modes, including the buses and the ferries. The third one is to prioritize the development of transportation routes that efficiently connect the major economic hubs for smooth flow of goods and services. The fourth one is to ensure the convenient access to popular attractions by developing the specialized transportation routes and services for tourists. The next one is to request and consider the feedback and opinions from the residents on the island for the planning process. The last objective is to ensure the longevity and efficiency of the transportation infrastructure by implementing a proactive maintenance schedule and plan for regular updates. The last part of introduction is the brief for the scopes. This proposed transportation project includes the research and implementation of a holistic and sustainable transportation infrastructure. The scopes include the integrated network and various transportation modes to enhance the connectivity between residential, commercial, and recreational areas. This project will prioritize the transition of the transportation system to eco-friendly mobility solutions and promote the sustainable practices. Moreover, the project will engage with the local communities through the participatory planning and employment opportunity. Additionally, the integrated of the smart technologies and regular maintenance plan will optimize the traffic management and ensure the system's efficiency. Overall, the project aims to transform the new island into a model for sustainable transportation. This project abides by the ethics and responsibility as engineers and fulfill the Goal 3, 11, and 13 of the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs).
Now we're going to discuss about the methodology of this project. The methodology of this project is more focused about the development of a good transportation system. It has to be more efficient and sustainable than the traditional transportation method. There are few ways to innovate the most and requirement of transportation. First, electric and hybrid vehicle is more sustainable transport. It's because electric and hybrid vehicle have significant emission benefit over conventional fossil fuel vehicle. This vehicle use electricity to drive compared to traditional fuel car. Electric vehicle also produce low type emission when operating in all electric mode. Electric vehicle also has better life cycle emission depending on the source of the electricity. Next, I want to share about the benefit of the electric and hybrid vehicle. First, the advantage of electric and hybrid vehicle is more convenient. It's because electric vehicle has benefit of flexible charging. We can charge the vehicle at home or car park equipped with charging equipment. But in hybrid electric vehicle also add flexibility because they can refuel with gas outlet or diesel. Next, the advantage of electric and hybrid vehicle is better fuel economy. As electric vehicle technology improve, the mileage per kilowatt hour of power increase, therefore better efficiency than fossil fuel cars. The electric and hybrid vehicle also produce the less pollution. It's because the electric and hybrid vehicle operating in all electric mode, it have produced no type I emission. It means that electric vehicle will not cause pollution, especially in urban and city area. As we know, transporting people and goods between its island is often reliant on ferries without a direct ride to the island. However, ferries are very demanding in fuel and is very harmful to the ocean environment. Similarly, train also face the same challenge. Hence, by transitioning this ferry to run on renewable energy source such as wind, solar, or hydrogen fuel cell is imperative in the development of a sustainable island. By replacing fossil fuel to renewable alternative, ferry and train can significantly reduce the carbon footprint and emission of greenhouse gas. It can also minimize the impact of fossil fuel toward the environment. In addition, transporting goods and passengers between islands can be executed by taking coastal shipping initiative. Coastal shipping refer to shipment done at coastal area which are all within the confines of a country instead of crossing the ocean. There are 3 steps that we can take for the coastal shipping. First, large tanker will unload cargo from international port and will be sold at the local main point before redistribute to the smaller ship. Then, train send the good inward to the mainland and distribute to the handler along its way. Next, handlers sort out the arrived good. Individual shipments are delivered by smaller mode of transportation. The coastal shipping serves as a lifeline for the remote island as well as means of replacing land transportation in the event of disaster. Coastal shipping is directly linked to SDG 9, which is facilitate sustainable and resilient infrastructure development in developing countries through enhanced financial, technological, and technical support to the least developed country and small island. Besides, coastal sweeping also linked to the SDG 7 on ensuring access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. The SDG 11 also linked to the coastal sweeping, which is making city and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Besides, SDG 14, which is conserving and sustainably use the ocean, sea, and marine resource for sustainable development.
I would now like to move on to Chapter 3, which discusses the proposal for sustainable transportation. It can be divided into two parts, which are sustainable development and ethics and responsibilities. Talking about sustainable development, the United Nations adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, which is known as SDGs. The SDGs deal with 5 important areas of concern, which are people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. Therefore, certain targets of the SDGs need to be achieved in order to improve the sustainability of the island. One of the targets is Target 3.6. It is part of Goal 3, which is good health and well-being. Target 3.6 aims to reduce the number of deaths and serious injuries caused by road traffic crashes. As there are many accidents every year, planning and building safe infrastructure is a top priority in sustainable transport development. To achieve the targets, public transport must be used to reduce congestion and private car use. Next is Target 11.2, which is an affordable and sustainable transport system. This is part of Target 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. The goal is to achieve safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport for all by 2030. It promotes the integration of transport modes such as transport hubs and real-time information system. The target also promotes clean and energy-efficient modes of transport, such as cycling and walking. In addition, Target 13.2 integrate climate change measures into policies and planning should also be implemented in sustainable transport development. This is part of Goal 13 on climate change. It aims to integrate climate change solutions into national planning, policies, and strategies. Therefore, carbon emissions from transport should be reduced by promoting the use of electric cars. Moving on to ethics and responsibility. A strong commitment to responsibility and ethics is required from the parties involved, such as government employees and contractors. Inequitable distribution of responsibilities can lead to behavior that has a negative impact on society. Environmental stewardship is one of the factors to be considered in sustainable development. Negative impacts on the environment should be minimized and long-term ecological well-being promoted. Establishing buffer zones and green corridors can protect natural ecosystems and maintain wildlife connectivity. In addition, low and zero emission transport options such as bicycle and electric cars should be prioritized to reduce pollutant emissions. In addition, integrity and accountability are important when developing sustainable transport on an island. Fair procurement is one of the ethical procurement practices. It is important to ensure that tendering procedures for transport infrastructure projects are fair and open. To ensure fairness, it is important to avoid exclusivity or favoritism. In addition, budget transparency is important to achieve financial accountability. Transparent budgets that specify the use and distribution of funds are necessary to ensure the accuracy of financial transactions. That's all from Chapter 3. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nakia binti Aminuddin and I am from Section 8 and my metric number is A23KE0259. Today, I'll be talking about the risk assessment in project management. There will be 4 parts in the SWOT analysis, that is the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. For strength, I'll be explaining about the advantages of the project. For weaknesses, I'll be explaining the disadvantage of the project. The third part, I'll be talking about the opportunities that is created from the project. Lastly, for the SWOT analysis would be the threats that can happen during or after the project. There will be 5 points in this track. Point 1, I'll be talking about the ability of islanders to move freely throughout the island in a short amount of time. Next point is the elimination of dangerous gas release. The third point is that the train have a quieter operation. Next, for fourth point is how the train can store energy captured by regenerative braking. The fifth point would be that the train require less maintenance. For our project, which is the supercapacitor electric train that uses the hydrogen fuel cell, operate using electricity obtained from the energy storage device like supercapacitor to allow the islanders to move freely throughout the island. Therefore, the expected overall performance of the train is to be efficient, exceptionally fast, and alleviate any concerns regarding unfavorable weather conditions during travel. Next, for the project train, there will be no emission of nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. However, it depends on the fuel cell whose sole output is water. As you can see in the slide, the result of the noise of traditional train cause most irritation out of all noises. No more need to be described. Next, limited use of diesel as the supercapacitor are used as a power bank whereas it store energy by regenerative braking of the train, and it solely depend on the fuel cell to make electricity from its hydrogen fuel to reach the top speed of 160 km per hour. The project train necessitates less maintenance by eliminating the need to install overhead wire. Therefore, the likelihood of breakdown is diminished. On the other hand, the maintenance price are higher and required to establish refueling infrastructure. Next, I'll be talking about the weaknesses where there will be 5 points, which is the limited capacity of the storage system, not adequate for long distance routes, expensive technology are used, limited availability of infrastructure parts, and hydrogen that has a high flammability characteristic. First point will be the limited capacity of the onboard hydrogen storage system. It requires a specific type of electrochemical cell which convert the chemical energy derived from hydrogen and oxygen into electricity. Currently employ a hydrogen storage capacity of approximately 20 kg that is sufficient to power the fuel cell for 3 hours. The project train weaknesses is also not suitable for long distance route without refueling stops. Therefore, it can significantly impact travel time, particularly in emergency situation, while offer an impressive range of 1,000 km. However, refueling is also a quick process of 20 minutes, which can operate for 18 or more hours. The usage of hydrogen fuel technology is known for its high cost, as it is not fully used around the world. As you can see in the slide for the difference of hydrogen that we produce from electrolysis and by using renewable resources. The fourth point will be the limited infrastructure for the production and transportation of hydrogen. In this case, both of the government and private sectors are committing together to invest in the expansion of hydrogen infrastructure. Lastly, for the weaknesses of the train project will be the characteristic of the hydrogen, which is high flammability. Hydrogen gas possesses devoid of color, odor, and taste. Not only that, it easily ignites when exposed to the air. However, it is non-toxic and does not emit harmful substance when burned. Next, I'll be talking about the opportunities from the project. On the slide, there are 5 main points and I'll be explaining after this. First, The potential of hydrogen fuel cell to provide emergency backup power to critical facilities, replacing grid electricity and powering various means of transportation. Not only that, it also promising alternative to diesel engine that eliminates the need for heavy batteries and can be refueled with ease. Hydrogen fuel cell is abundant and can be produced by various methods. Its versatility extends to a wide range of application. As I said before, there is multiple ways to generate the hydrogen fuel cell, which is from the natural gas reforming, electrolysis, renewable sources, and encompass biological processes. The project train has viable option for powering train on tracks and like electrification, therefore present a cleaner and potential more sustainable from the diesel powered on non-electrified routes. Thus, it promotes greater range and faster turnaround times. The most exciting part will be the funding option, which is the opportunities is diverged from FCHJU, HCTO, OCRE, and EPSRC. Last part for the SWOT analysis is the threats that can be found during and after the project. The mechanism surrounding hydrogen's spontaneous combustion, flame acceleration, and ignition detonation transition remains elusive. Even after researchers have made efforts to enhance our comprehensions of these processes, a complete understanding is yet to be achieved. Next, this scarcity of test data regarding the behavior of materials in the operational condition of hydrogen-powered vehicle over an extended duration is also a threat to the project. Not only that, the assessment of risk model for hydrogen fuel supercapacitor train require further testing to determine their validity and applicability, as you can see in the slide. In addition, hydrogen fuel cell can be influenced by temperature and humidity, which can affect their performances. On top of all that, the project grain has a decrease in passenger capacity due to larger space requirements compared to the traditional diesel engines. That will be all for the risk assessment by SWOT analysis. Up next, I'll be talking about the geological risks of the project. The important thing of the geological risk would be the possibility of a natural disaster and whether it would affect the project train. Where there is safety feature in the train, however, they will not be able to withstand the impact of severe natural disaster. In this case, it is different for the supercapacitor where it is not directly affected by geological risks. With that, my part of explanation ends here. Till we meet again. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum and hello, I'm Nur Fazil Nadia. I'll be presenting budget statement in project management. So first of all, for the project capital, we are targeting to get a 5.5 billion funds from Prime Minister, Minister of Transport, Minister of Economy, and a collaboration with Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad KTMB. For project expenses, we break down into 4 categories, which is first personnel, project implementation, communication and outreach, and lastly is infrastructure and equipments. Well, for the other categories, we calculated the monthly and annually expenses, but specifically for this one category, infrastructure and equipments, we only calculated it based on the amounts we targeted. Such as, for this project, we target for 100 kilometer, 60 train stations, 4 trains, 3 monitor per station, and 1 capacitor per train. So the expenses is roughly around 5.4 billion. So now for the project revenue, so we estimated daily passengers around 3,500 per day, and the average ticket price we sell is RM20 per ticket. For the estimated monthly freight volume is around 8,000 tons, so we charge RM70 per ton. So the profits will be obtained monthly is around 2 millions, and if we calculate it annually, we will get 32 million. Next, I'll be presenting about deliverable and transition plans in project management. So first, we will look into deliverable plans highlights. So the first one is train infrastructure, scheduling and timetables, safety and security measure, customer service, and lastly is environmental consideration. Okay, now I'll be explaining train infrastructure. So it's not just about the train and its track itself, but also including buildings, land, machinery, and other structures that support the rail lines. So for the railways, we are using the non-electrified one, while the train is an electric train with an onboard energy storage by supercapacitor, which is better for the environment and energy sustainability. And they also equipped with a kinetic energy recovery system, KERS, which stores energy for next acceleration when it breaks. So next is scheduling and timetables. So for this part, it governs how the train operates. So we give passengers the option to check the train schedule manually or digitally, allowing them to select the method that works best for them. So we will place all the integrated schedules at each train station, and we'll also provide an application with the train operating schedules. So you may choose where you want to go from this station to another station just in the application itself. So, for safety and security measures, every train station and every coach in the train will have a surveillance system installed for safety and security purpose. This is to protect passengers and to provide solid evidence in the event of any criminal behavior occur. Emergency reaction plans also will be placed at each door both before and upon entering the train. And due to the restricted ability of CCTV, we will also place security guards in every two coaches. And a red button located in coach also will be there so that passengers can press it to alert for any emergency occur. Medical officer also will be on duty in case there will be any passengers that injured. For customer services, as what I have mentioned before, our project have its own application, which is its own software. So the interface we're creating for it is pretty straightforward, but also informative at the same time. There will also a touchscreen monitor kiosk at each train station with the same interface as the application. So there will be a ticketing system integrated in it in the application, so you can just buy your tickets whenever and wherever you like. There will be also artificial intelligence and a bot in the application, so you can ask any frequent questions and they will answer it. And then there will be simple procedures provided, either in words or maybe we'll provide a videos if you are a visual learner. Now the last part for the deliverable plans, which is environmental considerations. So our train mainly use electricity supply from the energy stored inside the supercapacitor, which is prevent hazardous emissions from fuel consumptions. So the onboard energy storage by supercapacitor is a type of energy that is rechargeable and also reusable. As what I've mentioned before, this train also apply with kinetic energy recovery system (KRS), which collects energy during braking and recycle it for accelerating, which enhance fuel economy and less emissions of carbon dioxide, which intended to conserve energy, shielding the island's capital cities from a strong post bias. And lastly is environmentally friendly features of the digital ticketing system. Since we have software and monitor kiosks, we no need to print any physical tickets, which will simply waste papers. Now we'll be into transition plans highlights. So the first is knowledge transfer. Second is training programs. Third is documentation. Fourth is testing and commissioning. And lastly is a handover procedure. So for the knowledge transfer, our company would like the customer service department have a knowledge transfer with the technical department. So in this, with this knowledge transfer, both departments now have basic knowledge how to handle both humans and machines. And then next is training programs. So training programs can be conducted in a variety of ways, including lectures, practical trainings, online courses, field visits, and evaluations. So the most important training is regarding the safety protocol and emergency procedure, This is to ensure the safety of our employee and also our passengers. Next is documentation. So documentation is important in order to guarantee that all our project stakeholders are in agreement. It must be precise, pertinent, and current. So all parties involved in this project should be aware of and upfront about the expectations, requirements, resources, and the risks. So the paperwork will be the comprehensive operation manuals, maintenance manuals, and emergency response protocols, and then testing and commissioning. So all the design specifications should be checked by the mechanical and electrical engineers. All the test results must be documented and added to the operation and maintenance manuals. Last but not least is the handover procedure. So why is it called handover procedure? Because the operational manager will take over the project from the project manager, which is our company. So this is why it's called from a design become to a use. So in this phase, we assign roles to each employee and divide up the departments. And the operational manager will receive all the ownership of all previously created documents pertaining to the train operation and also given access to all necessary data, including accounts, credentials, specifications, and tools and services from third parties will also be provided.
Lastly, in conclusion, this transportation development project for the new island has the potential to be a transformative initiative that goes beyond addressing challenges. The long-term economic growth is established by creating a sustainable and resilient transportation infrastructure. The incorporation of eco-friendly solutions, smart technologies will facilitate the efficient movement. By adhering to the principles of the SDGs Sustainable Development Goals, this project aligns with the global commitment to create a more versatile and environmentally conscious future. Throughout this planning and proposing phase, our team consider and analyze various modes of transport to ensure the optimized functionality and effectiveness of this system. Lastly, this transportation development project aims to have a long-lasting positive effect on the island and its residents through the meticulous planning, teamwork, and a dedication to the environment and community well-being. Looking ahead, our future plans including ongoing monitoring and evaluation mechanism to assess the effectiveness of the implemented project and identifying areas for improvements. We aim to collaborate with the local communities to refine the system based on the feedback. In addition, future phases may explore the integration of emerging technologies, such as the advancements in autonomous vehicles, to further enhance the efficiency and environmentally sustainability of the transportation network. We are committed to developing a dynamic, adaptable, and continually improving transportation system that serves the islands and its residents' long-term needs for the future. Thank you.